We're at Shop Talk here in Barcelona, and we're going to be interviewing 7-figure Shopify store owners so you can learn the best strategies and tactics to build your own online stores. Let's go. Today I'm here with Ika, the co-founder of Shea Beauty. This brand specializes in hair products. We're going to find out how the brand grew so you can do the same for your own stores. So perhaps you want to just give us an introduction, how you got started in e-commerce and how you grew this brand.
Yeah, so actually my background is in finance. I was a banker in Zurich for a few years, which is when I decided to switch over to the e-commerce side. We had a few brands running, and one of them was Shea Beauty. My co-founder, she's a woman with curly hair, and she was really into the market, and she educated me a lot about the market. There's a huge market out there for curly hair, especially in the United States. So we decided to put something together and build a brand out of it, manufacturing in the US, having a warehouse in the US, and finding our customers in the US. So it's growing every year, and we look forward to taking it further.
Your first month, when you started the store, your first month in sales, what it looked like and what it's grown to today?
Yeah, great question. So to be fair, we started in 2022, and that was a great year for ecom. Like it was right after COVID, so ecom was really booming, and the competition was not out there. So we had a very strong first month because we went all out with our ads on Meta, on TikTok, on other platforms. So we had a pretty strong month, but we realized that it was very, very important to optimize the store, optimize our ads, and try to scale up more efficiently than when we started.
What's been your biggest month to date in terms of revenue, in terms of sales?
Yeah, so our biggest month was in March 2023. It was like 4 or 5 months after we started. We had a really huge month. Yeah, we did about 400K in a single month in March 2023. And yeah, that's when I realized that the scale is there. If you put enough effort with creative diversification and optimize your landing pages, you can really get ahead.
What's been the biggest needle mover for you in terms of marketing? Did you start with ads first, SEO, influencers?
Yeah, so ads were definitely the biggest needle mover because, it's so easy to scale up when you do ads, and Meta is such a huge platform with such a huge audience. So definitely without Meta ads, we would not be where we are today. So that is obviously like it's a king of platforms, let's say, that you go to. So that was definitely the biggest needle mover. And the second thing was optimizing our landing pages, our website. So, doing upsells, doing different kind of offers and bundles. That was really, really important to make sure that the AOV and the LTV are also right.
Did you start with like a hero product and then expand your products to bundle them together and then increase the AOV that way?
Yeah, great question. Exactly, that's what we did. So we had a hero product. It's called a hair butter, and that's what we based basically everything on. Like every single ad was run to this one product, and then what we did was we built bundles around this product. So as well as like selling multiples of the same product, but also building bundles around it. So adding like shampoo, conditioner, all the complementary products to making that into just a one product store, but a bundle of a routine that you can use for hair care. So that was really important, again, for AOV and LTV as well.
Do you, again, on AOV, because a lot of subscription stores, they acquire a customer at a loss because they know they're going to gain the money back over time. Is that a tactic or strategy that you use?
100%, you're right. So about a year ago, we switched to a subscription-based model, basically. Like all of our ads now are running to a subscription offer, and 70% of our orders are actually coming from subscriptions. And you're exactly right. So you do have to kind of sacrifice the first order and make a loss on that. And then you get that money back on the second order, third order, and so on. So it's just a tactical play that you have to do because it's worth it in the end to acquire customers for a lower price, lose some cash on the first sale, but then you make up for it on the second, third, and future sales for sure.
Is that something you were doing from the beginning, or was you initially trying to break even, make a profit on the original hero product, and then when the sales came in, then you said, okay, we can start to make a loss now on the at least acquiring the customer?
Yeah, again, great point. So we actually started off selling just one-time purchases at the beginning, and we had like a 15 or 12% take rate for subscriptions. But I think just like many other brands, over the years, you see the CPMs go up and the cost per click go up, and customers become just more expensive to acquire. So you have to become more creative and think of ways to not just decrease your CAC or your customer acquisition cost, but to increase your lifetime value from each customer. And subscriptions are obviously a great way to do that. And that's why, because we saw the CACs going up, we decided to focus on increasing the LTV, and subscriptions are a great way to do that.
Do you solely use Meta ads or use any other platforms, TikTok, Google, Pinterest? I know it can be popular in the beauty niche.
Yeah, so to be honest, we still use Meta the most. So of course we have Google ads, of course we have some TikTok ads, but Meta still represents like 70 or more percent of our ad spend. And I obviously am in contact with many other Shopify store owners, and I think they're in the same boat. Meta is just king when it comes to the sheer size, scale, and also the algorithm finding the right audiences. They're like really, really good at that, especially as recently, more like creative based targeting. So you push the creatives out and they kind of find the audience for it. So
Yeah.
they're really, really good at that. So we spend still more than 70% of our ad spend is going to Meta, to be honest.
What type of creative formats work best for your brand? Is it UGC? Is it unboxing, reviews, voiceover ad, or image ads?
For us, it's really, really important to have creative diversification and have like different kind of formats. It's also what Meta is now pushing lately with the latest algorithm changes. You have to diversify your creatives, and that is both in terms of content as well as delivery form, right? So you have to have different kind of forms of creatives as well. Over years, I've seen it go up and down. Like sometimes one type of creative is more important than others. Recently, what many of the leading brands are doing is partnership ads or whitelisting or collaborator ads, let's say. So that's been super, super helpful and efficient right now to actually push those ads. So working directly with creators and then running ads from their accounts or collaborator posts.
In terms of apps you use on your store, are there any specific apps that you think convert, have helped to convert or helped to grow the store, and apps that maybe you think are essential?
Honestly, I'm not saying this because you are from Judge.me, but I have used Judge.me from day one of running brands. I have launched maybe 7 or 8 different brands over the last 5 years, and for all of them, I think the first app we install is a review app, and we use Judge.me. I'm sure there's others out there, but we use Judge.me, and that's like one of the biggest ROIs you can get. Like it's such a simple tool you can use. It's not expensive and delivers huge value. And I don't need to tell you that, for customers going on your website, social proof is so important, and having reviews which are also genuine and from people they can relate to and see, that's so super, super important. That's the first thing I always install in all my stores. Second thing, I love to do A/B testing. So I do a lot of A/B testing because it's important that you try different images, texts, offers, bundles. And for that, obviously, we use Absolutely, the A/B testing app on Shopify. So I think those two apps are for me genuinely the most important. First one is social proof, and the second one is testing your website.
So if you were going to start a brand today, you would start from scratch. Shea Beauty didn't exist. You only had £500 to start. Where would you start?
Yeah, great question. It's getting tougher every year. So I think this question, already 5 years ago was not easy when it was like the peak of ecom, or I would say during COVID. But today it's still possible to get it done. So if I had $500 or pounds, first of all, you have to choose the right product. If you don't have the right product, it's going to be very, very difficult to get started. So choose the right product. You would obviously have to do drop shipping because with $500, you can only afford to get so much inventory. And then focus on the products which deliver the most value on the first sale. Like you asked me before, you can't afford to lose money on the first sale, right? So it can't be an LTV play. It has to be something that delivers value instantly. I will look at products which are obviously more impulsive purchases. Of course, something you can really solve a problem. You can directly communicate the problem to your customers on meta ads, and then you can directly solve that problem for them and make it like a no-brainer for them to make a purchase. So I would choose the right product. I would go for a simple Shopify theme, a template you can build a website on. Get Judge.me, make sure you have some social proof out there, and then push the most direct response, impulsive ads you can to make sure people make a purchase. And then from there, you can build on that, right? So you spend some money on ads, you get revenue, and then you kind of scale up slowly. So that's what I would do.
Your first form of marketing would be to go straight in with ads.
It would be, I think it's so difficult with influencers. You have to really get the right influencer that's the most relevant for your market. And also when you have no traction, it's a bit difficult to get influencers on board with you. So I love ads, and I think ads can really take you far. So I would start with ads. Now, you mentioned organic, of course. I mean, as you said, if you're on a budget, you have to have organic, and then you kind of like start posting organically, see which posts get more views than others. And then you push those posts or those videos through ads as well. They can do that too, yes.